So this was our big day. This was the swim event that I've been participating in for the last 8 years. But this year, I wanted to bring our friends and family together to make it a team effort, Team Pink Access. Our goal was to swim a mile for women with cancer, but our journey was much larger than that.
Thank you guys, thank you all for coming out and joining me with the swim for Team Pink Access. It's so exciting to have a whole group of people with all their reasons to come out and support the Women's Cancer Resource Center through Pink Access. And my first swim was in honor of in memory of my cousin who had died of breast cancer when we were 29. So 6 months after she passed, I had my son. So it was a very emotional time, and we were very young. And it really took me by surprise because I really didn't expect her to die. I just knew she had breast cancer, but I mean, I thought, you know, she looked okay, she would be okay, even though I was going back and forth staying with her in the hospital. I never really came to the end that I realized that she, you know, was not going to be with us anymore. One time I was walking down the street and I saw Swim a Mile for Women's Cancer Resource Center, and I'm like, that's perfect, because I was a competitive swimmer in high school and I was a lifeguard in college and I loved to swim, but I hadn't swam in years. So it was the perfect event for me to give back. So I thank you guys all for joining us as the team, and it's going to be a really amazing experience.
I got involved with Pink Access in support of those who've survived cancer in my family, those who've passed on from cancer in my family. Particularly my father, my brother, my grandmother, and my aunt.
I joined Team Pink Access in honor of my grandmother, Ornell Smart, who died from cancer in 2005.
I have a grandmother who was a breast cancer survivor, lots of family members and friends who have survived cancer and also who have taken a journey with cancer.
Pretty much. So when you lift this hand, that's out of the way for your mouth to come up. Okay, so just try it. You're going to have to work out your own way, but just the concept is put your head in the water, blow out when your head is in the water.
I knew the swim would be difficult for all of us, even those of us that are competitive swimmers, because many of us hadn't swam in years. So in order to motivate the team and for us to understand what we really were swimming for, I set up a time for us to go to the Women's Cancer Resource Center so we could meet with some of the members of the organization and then hear the stories that could be more of an inspiration for all of us. I founded this foundation based on, in memory of my cousin who died at 29 of breast cancer, but we actually support organizations that do general cancer awareness as well. And we try to identify organizations that are doing work in disadvantaged communities. Started an event 4 years ago called Pink Access. It was an event you had to wear something pink and everyone got in free who wore something pink. And it was a way that we raised money for Carrie's Touch. And now it's Pink Access in Lavender too, to bring in the general cancer awareness, but most people know us as the Pink Access.
I'm on the board of the Women's Cancer Resource Center. I'm also a cancer survivor, a breast cancer survivor, specifically triple-negative breast cancer survivors. Now that, now it's almost 5 years ago that I had cancer, I've now started working with people with cancer, different phases of cancer. I'm particularly passionate about the survivorship phase of cancer. I feel like it's a really underserved area.
I'm a cancer survivor. I know the center for over 15 years. It was not myself first, it was my daughter. She had thyroid cancer, and she was attending Mills College at that time. She's still alive, I could say. She breathed, but her life was really completely destroyed by that cancer. It was a worst cancer of the thyroid at her age. And then later on myself, I have been surviving for 12 years. The first cancer, I have repeated one more on the breast, and then melanoma, and then basal carcinoma. So, but I'm fighting, I guess, the Latinas or Hispanics or whatever they want to call us. We are determined to stay here. And as you know, cancer does not discriminate. It takes anyone.
I came here as a client. I got diagnosed in 92, 93. And I was devastated. It changed my life, and someone told me about WCRC. But I knew it was important that I give back, and especially to my community. So I went through the training, and WCR became part of my family, extended family. And it wasn't an Afro-American support group at the time on this side of the bay. So I started one.
Well, I think by far the most difficult time was dealing with my mother's cancer, particularly since she was healthy up until she was 75. And we all thought, well, she's well out of the range of getting cancer. She's healthy. She's going to live a healthy, happy life. And then you find out at 75 years old, she tells you that you know, she feels a lump in her breast, and you realize that that's cancer. And the impact that that makes as a 75-year-old who is now going through chemotherapy and going through radiation. And seeing the toll that that took on her, because she's older, she's already a little bit more frail than you would expect, and then she's mentally and psychologically not prepared to have such a devastating illness at 75.
I was 39 years old when I was diagnosed. I was having other complications, and my doctor, we could not find out what was the source of those other complications, and as a result, my doctor just did all kinds of testing, including having me to have a mammogram at age 39, even though my 40th birthday was about 8 months away. Needless to say, my doctor called me and gave me those results indicating that I actually did have a malignancy. So I went into prayer and meditation to try to figure out what was happening, because I knew I was healed. And God quite simply said to me, you are healed, but I need you to do some work for me, and you have to go on this journey in order to do this work. I entered a clinical trial. I asked him a lot about the drugs. He said, unfortunately, people in communities of color, especially in the African American community, do not participate in clinical trials, and therefore we don't have enough specific information about African Americans. And his response actually ignited me to want to do more and to do something that was going to give back.
After our session with the ladies of the Women's Cancer Resource Center, I was motivated, and I know our team was motivated to give our best as we approached our final workout. So I really wanted to see how this last session with us together before the swim event turned out.
We got a week to go. You ready?
I think I am. I don't know. I'm kind of, you know, I haven't been working out. It's been a month, so.
We'll just think about grandmommy and why you're swimming. Okay. That'll make it a little easier.
Exactly.
You know, just think about them and their life and honoring her, and you know,
exactly,
and all that she went through. Okay, Coach. So what's the plan?
Well, basically, I was just checking with. I'm sorry.
Because this is look. So this is our second swim. This is where the rubber meets the road.
No, yeah,
you got a week left.
Like I was asking what
you got a few standing.
You were right.
Well, I have to say I was a little disappointed that the whole team didn't show up for the second practice. I mean, actually, I think only 2 or 3 of us that were there. But I mean, I realized that we have lives and other commitments, but to me, the swim and the commitment to practicing and getting involved in it are more correlated to what cancer survivors are going through. It's like our sacrifice, our physical sacrifice for their struggle, because they can't decide if they're not going to show up for chemo and treatments. It's like it becomes their life. It's not something that they can choose not to do or do. So I remember that with my cousin, and I remember that being my commitment to swim, no matter how difficult it would be and discomfort in my life, just as a sacrifice to what she had to go through. So at this point, I wasn't so much worried about if the team would complete the swim. I was starting to get concerned if we would even all show up. actually, the whole team showed up. And I couldn't have been more excited to see all of us in our Pink Access swimsuits and t-shirts, all representing the Pink Access Foundation and swimming for our loved ones, our friends, and even the women that we had met at the Women's Cancer Resource Center. But I have to say, I think we all were still a little nervous about how we would produce in the water.
This is our 17th annual Swim a Mile for Women with Cancer. It's a fundraiser that raises about a third of the budget for the Women's Cancer Resource Center, an organization that for 26 years has been providing services free of charge to all women with any kind of cancer.
So they've all been practicing here. We've said that some here are going to go for a mile, others are going to go for half a mile. That's 34 laps back and forth. We're going to see if they can do it because, again, it's a great cause. I was just reading the other day, 1 out of every 8 people get breast cancer. And as I was walking in here, I was talking to someone who was telling me that Richard Roundtree from Shaft had breast cancer. So it's not just something for women, it's also for men. So this is just a fantastic cause here. And I mean, what a great afternoon. And there are a ton of people out here. It's just fantastic.
Right at the Pink Access team getting ready. And I'm telling you right now, this team's going to kick some butt.
Go Pink Access!
Team Pink Access.
Once we hit the pool, the energy of the day and our teammates inspired us so that we swam even more than we committed to. We actually, as a team, swam 10 miles that day. And once Team Pink Access hit the pool, it was a party.
Yeah, it's a party, not Donna Somerville in the building.
Completing this journey with Team Pink Access, it really has brought me a lot of gratitude and inspiration, and it also allows my cousin Shannon's memory to live on. And it really fills my heart to know that so many of these women and men, coach included, came together and are motivated to do it again and swim again for next year.
I just wanted to share the excitement that I had participating in the Swim for a Mile event.
It was such a joy and an honor to swim with the team Pink Access.
I'm so excited about our success as a team with Pink Access. It was a wonderful opportunity to come together and really support a very important cause.
I was blessed to be a part of this amazing journey with the Pink Access Foundation.
You know, the Pink Access team was a wonderful experience. There were many encouraging faces and supportive people. I was very proud to swim a mile for breast cancer.